We are live. Okay. All right. We're going to be waiting for people to join in. Should have played some background music or something to keep the groove on. Hey, hi Nana Rose. Hello, welcome. Okay. So welcome everybody. We are going to be talking about planning today. It's the month of January. It's the new year 2021. Happy New Year everybody from Mimi Ni Nani. Oh, Faith. Oh, hi Faith. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, great. All right. So I think we should maybe get started because it's time. And all right, people are joining in. That's good. So hi everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining in. I'm seeing you and I think we are good to start. Welcome everybody. So just as we're waiting for most people to come in, I would like to introduce myself. I am Felicia. I am your host for the day, and I am so happy and humbled to be here to share or exchange some of the insights around planning, and I am so excited to be live with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I would like to, just let's, if you don't mind, introduce ourselves. Maybe, I know the Instagram names are kind of abbreviated and sometimes we don't really know who it is, so if you can just tell us maybe your name and where you're from or something, just to give us a bit of understanding. As I said, I'm Felicia from Mimi Ni Nani, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I am so happy to see you. So let me read from you wherever you are, your location, or maybe, I don't know, it's lunchtime, so probably if you're in East Africa, probably you're having your lunch or something. So if you're not, then probably you could be doing something else. So we're going to be here for very few minutes, but I hope this talk can be meaningful to you. So thank you for joining in. And so this is our official Mimi Ni Nani Instagram page, and we have other pages on Facebook, Mimi Ni Nani. We have Twitter at Mimi Nani Tanzania. And we're on YouTube as well, and LinkedIn. So, feel free perhaps after this to kind of connect more with us. So without further ado, I would like to see you guys engaging, because this is it's more of an engaging session. It's not me talking just throughout. I would like to read out from you guys and get to exchange knowledge and insights. All right. Oh, thank you, Ganila. Hi, I'm Ganila from Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. Really lunchtime in the office. Great. Thank you, Ganila. Thank you for sharing. Okay. All right. So it would be nice to hear from you all. And so let me just get to the topic. But this is going to be an engaging session. Let me repeat. This is an engaging session. So you can pose questions, and then we can, share our perspective around planning so that we can help each other. Mimi Ni Nani is a platform for individuals from 12 years old and above. We have programs to equip them, so that they can explore and create opportunities for themselves and for others. So, you're in the best place, and your contributions will really matter. Could be for you or for other people who might come to watch this video later. So please, let's be open-minded. Let's share our insights around planning. So how have you started with your year? Have you planned for your 2021 already? You already figured out how January, you already know how January looks like up to December, or how are you, where are you when it comes to planning, and how do you go about doing your things? It would be nice to kind of share that. For me, myself, I'm a very organized person. Because if I don't be organized, I'm also a very spontaneous person. So, and I have a lot of commitments in my life. So if I don't get myself planned, I can be all over and I end up achieving nothing. So it's very important for me. I am a person who works with notebooks. I have a lot of planners on my computer and a lot of reminders, because if I just don't, do that, I just get to be overwhelmed, anxious and just all over. So I don't know for you. And again, last year 2020 has not been the best year for most people, and perhaps maybe you used to plan and now you're kind of discouraged. Maybe you've been out of school for a whole year, or you've been homeschooling, or maybe your work has been affected, plans financially, and so much. So perhaps you're disappointed, like, what's the use of planning, because really it doesn't work in the first of uncertainty. But I would like to share a quote that we had posted on our social media page, that it says plans are nothing, but planning is everything. You've got to plan. And I'm talking about this just hoping that some of you will be sharing, so that I can read from your messages. So please keep sharing your experience, so that we can have this as engaging as possible. So, all right. Ganila says, I tried to plan for this year, but due to last year's disappointments, everyone did experience that. Yes, I just needed to learn more, write more, and live fully, more than others. I just need to graduate. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's just what I said. Oh, you're still a student. Oh, wow. I think you're in the right track. It's never late. So planning as a whole, it can be, you can simplify the concept, or you can kind of make it complex. It depends on where you are. And, for instance, an organization, if you think about how Google plans, it could be very different from how, let's say, an entrepreneur, or, a certain mom who has a small business, maybe doing, like a genge, or, is selling chapati or something. The planning for that old mama can be very different from how a big organization plans. The same with individuals. If you're a student, perhaps your kind of planning might be not very complex compared to a person who is like a CEO, or has, if you have families, you have businesses, you have investments, it's going to be hectic. You can't just live like that. So you're going to be into so many things. So you just need to understand where you are right now, and that's the very important part. You're in which phase. So I like what Ganila shared, that you are a student, you're a final year student, and I think you have you're not late, but you can start now. Look at where you are, and how best you can plan. And what I would like to talk about. Thank you everyone who is joining, Betrina, Windra, everyone else. So it's an engaging session. We are here to learn about planning. Just share your thoughts, insights about planning, whether you have planned for 2021, how you've done that, was it easy, was it hard, and stuff like that, so that we can learn together. So again, we January is the first month of the year, and that's why our theme was like, let's just focus our theme on planning. Though this very important person to me kind of challenged us when we shared the theme for the month, because he was like, January should be the month for execution. You should have planned in December. And I was like, okay, wow. And thinking back to my year personally, but also with the organization, December, it was very hectic. We had programs, we had so much. And we spent most of it in evaluating ourselves. So, being challenged that January should be execution, you should have planned in December, that was like, wow. So I don't know about you, but, we can start where we are right now. So it's very important to plan. And whether you don't like to, to be accountable or to write stuff down, this is a call to that, because if you want to have, if you want to have an extraordinary life, if you want to have, a unique achievement, if you want to unleash your potential, if you want to live your life to the fullest, it's important to go an extra mile, to walk the path that not a lot of people go through that. So you have to leave your comfort zone, and that's where planning comes in. Thank you so much, Quaker Lightness, yes, for sharing from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Juliet, good to see you, miss you too. Juliet was one of our participants in the LDP programs. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so yes, Ganila, again, in one way or another, January is so distracting if one is not careful, and sometimes we can wonder, it passes without planning for the whole year. So despite of how hard it is, how challengeable it is. All right, that's true. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. So let me just touch on one thing very important, as why we need to plan, even if there is uncertainty, even if you find the exercise to be tedious, even if you don't know where to start. I could be speaking to different people with different experiences, right? So maybe I've never done this, maybe you always do it, but there's always a chance to improve. So why I want to talk about planning, because, with planning brings, a sense of responsibility. It brings a sense of accountability, that I have 1, 2, and 3, 10 things to do, because you've planned them. That means you're saying, I'm going to do this. And so you are putting yourself, some sense of accountability, rather than if you just live every day, just waking up and follow through the day. Maybe you have classes, you have to go from one class to another, and then you go sleep, and then you wake up. So it's like, what is your, what do you live for, right? So if you're very intentional about the things that you set for yourselves, like if I just do 2 things today, then I am better off. That means you're going to do your best. You're going to invest your knowledge, your skills, strength, and so forth to achieve that. That's one thing. So if you want to be more responsible, more accountable for your life, planning is the way to go. Thank you, everyone who is joining. Kevin's, I see you. Sospita. All right, great. So another thing that I want to talk or touch on, why it's very important to plan, is because, of the resources that we have, okay? We don't have enough resources. That's from just, the economics basics, we learn about how human needs are so many, but the resources to meet those needs are so few, like they're so limited. But, there's some resources that are given to all people equally. And I just want to talk about 2 of them. One of them is time. We all have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. And I'm just looking at my time, looking at how we have already spent 13 minutes, and it's just getting interesting. So I'm going to just wrap this up very quickly. Please share your inputs, share your comments. Let's engage. Let's share about planning. So I want to talk about, how we have these two resources that are very, very, they're distributed equally to all of us. Like, we all have them. You cannot complain that you don't have them, and why you need planning. So one of them is time. Time is given equally to all of us, meaning that the number of hours per day, you have 24 hours. So don't complain that your January is probably longer than the other person's January. You all have the same January. But you don't want to end January while feeling miserable, while you could have ended the month in a way that you feel accomplished. So how you use your time, how you invest your time, will depend a lot on how you plan to use that time that is given to you. How do you allocate yourself, accordingly? So that is very important. Time is a very important resource that is given to us all equally. You have 24 hours a day, 365 days in a year. How are you going to be accountable for that? How are you going to be responsible for that? So you have to plan carefully, because you want to feel, proud of yourself at the end of the year, at the end of the day, that you have moved a step closer to achieving whatever you want to achieve. Another resource that is given to you is talent. I call it talent or capabilities. You can call it gifts, So that is given to you. It's like your tools. It's like your unique point, right? So that is endowed within you. You could be crippled. Maybe you're blind or something, but there is something special in you. There is that gives you, that makes you, sparkle or something, I would say, that makes you shine, right? So that is given in you. So now imagine you have this precious talent in you that perhaps you have no idea about it, or you have that talent, but you have not maximized it, okay? So you need to plan, because if you do not plan, that means you are underutilizing or not utilizing at all your capabilities, what you are endowed with. And that's going to be a great loss, because, it's like you're given something to do something, and then you're not using that. So it's like, you're not using your tools, you're not maximizing your best self, right? So it's very important for you to really figure that out. Like, how can you figure out your talent, and how can you plan to maximize that? So that's where the part of planning comes in. So that means if you're doing a job, how can I maximize my talents, my skills, my capabilities to be better at this job and also unleash more of my potential? So I think, up to that point, it should be something to drive you to plan, to take planning more seriously. You have resources that you're given, which is time. Your talent is just lying there, or your skills or your capabilities. Without planning, you will not utilize it to the fullest. And the year will go day by day, year by year, and you'll find yourself like you haven't done much. Okay. It can be weird, but I always see time as the most precious thing. It's not like money you can borrow somewhere, but if it passes by, it just passes, and we cannot take back time. That's very true. That's very true. When we plan, we utilize all resources that we have been granted with full. There will be no underutilizing of it. Yes, that's definitely it. So think about yourself as the year has started. Take an audit of yourself, right? Look at the time ahead of you. It's plenty. It's just January, right? And then look at your skills, your talents, your capabilities. So ask yourself, where am I good at? Okay, and how can I maximize? Because that is your resource. Don't complain, I don't have money, I don't have what, so I can't plan. That's not true. You have your abilities. Those abilities can be turned into opportunities. Your talents and gifts and skills can be turned into money. They can be turned into so many other things, okay? So don't, underlook them, okay? So the other things that, are entrusted unto you, which can be different between people, time and talents we're all given. But there are other things that are different, that we need to manage well, and that's why we need to plan. So other resources, you can name them. They're like money, land, if you have land, if you're owning something, if you have equipment, if you have networks are very important. It's a very important resource, by the way. Yeah, so all those things are not there forever, right? So if you have networks right now, if you go into your phone book or your social media connections, those are your, they're your capital that you need to plan on how you're going to maximize on them. If you have a piece of land that is just lying, you need to plan on how best you can maximize on that. If you have money that you get, perhaps you're working and you're getting salary or wages, you need to plan on how you can maximize that. Otherwise, you might find yourself, you're probably spending more than what you should save or something or invest. So, you need some discipline there. So you need to see yourself in that dimension and see what are the resources that are entrusted to me at this point, right now. And that's going to be different for different people, right? And so how do you maximize that? That comes through planning, okay? So let me hear what you think. Good to see you all. Nancy Faustin, Zuni, Ongea radio program. Oh, okay. So we're talking about planning. So whether you have already started planning, you have planned already for the year, what kind of insights can we exchange and share? We've been talking about how resources that we have, that are entrusted to us are so limited and our needs are endless. And so we have to plan, because if you don't plan, you will not know how to prioritize, what to do and things like that. And just living to exist, which is not really advisable, given that, you're meant to kind of, be the best that you can be and explore your potential to the maximum. So we are out of time, and resources can be economic ones, human resources, including networks and connections. Sure, that's very true. Thank you for adding that one. So so we'll be having this kind of conversations. So I hope the time is appropriate for most of you. We'll have this live so one can see the recording in case you miss it. But please advise us. It's our first live talk, and the intention is just to engage and have you guys, talk around. There's a lot that we can talk about planning, and we'll keep on talking about it every other week. And I hope the time is okay. But if it's not, please share with us your insights. What's the best time? What's the best day that you would prefer, and how do you want us to do this? And maybe, what platforms works best for you and things like that. And we'll be happy to kind of consider those suggestions so that we can have better interactions and so forth. So for more of this, just keep following our sites, share this, and we'll be happy to connect further. All right. Thank you, Kevins. All right. So at this point, I don't know if there are any questions around planning as well. So we'll be talking more about maybe planning tools. If there are any planning tools that we can adopt, we can use, or we can exchange, we can talk about that as well. But also we can talk about, how we can focus on our planning. So if there is anything around planning that you would want us to talk about, please let's do that, so that, by the time January ends, it's a busy month, we can have, our year started in a very good, because February is kind of short and so fast. So we want to get to February when we already have, our whole year seen through somehow. And don't be afraid of uncertainties. These things shall pass, and we're going to have, we just pray for, to be alive. We pray for life and the lives of our loved ones, and we keep on, right? So don't stop dreaming. Don't stop dreaming. And that's what we're saying, just plan, right? Just plan. So keep dreaming, keep hoping, and we are here to just, support you and kind of, we're in this together. Okay, maybe one can sign up so as we can get reminders via, okay, sure. So if you can follow our pages, but also you can definitely DM us your email. That's something we can do that. Thank you so much. Ganila, I hope I'm not getting that wrong. Ganila, right? Thank you so much for that. Listening to you is never a waste of time. Oh, thank you, Indra. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate. I'm grateful to hear that. All right, so we have reached the end of our talk. It was to go for only 15 minutes, but I kept going on because more people came in. So let's catch up again next week. Let us know what you want to know about planning, if you're having any challenges or any questions, and we're here to help each other. So we will be kind of, discussing and talking through them. So you know how to reach us. Please inbox us, write us, and we'll be happy to kind of improve or accommodate you all and stuff like that. Otherwise, have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So, thank you, Ganila. Thank you, Nancy, Quaker Lightness. Oh, thank you so much for this. For this session, it's right time or great. Sure. January is the best one. Sure. So let us know so that we can make it better. Today was just a warming up and getting to know each other, and just, this is going to be ongoing, and until the month ends, just going to be talking about planning. And then February will be on another theme, and on. So tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be meeting here. Okay, thank you for your presence. Okay. All evenings are more appropriate. Okay, 5:30. All right. Oh, okay. We'll put that into consideration. Thank you so much. All right, so my people, I'm going to sign off right now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.